I'm John Ciravolo. My late wife, Marianne, and I, and my two children and my sister-in-law got involved after Katrina, after everyone had left and stayed in either Houston or Atlanta. We returned, and when the church reopened, since we were lightly damaged after Katrina, we held weddings, which my family took care of for almost 5.5 years as volunteers. And we enjoyed it very much. My wife was loved by her brides. She was loved by her vendors and did a wonderful job. Well, about the weddings, the flowers, and you know Patrick. Now, unless they've changed it, now maybe Paige, because Paige is a professional. She worked weddings in New York. See, Patrick's aisle is not wide enough to have aisle decorations. In other words, people like to put flowers, like to put candles. I don't think they can do that at Patrick. Our aisle is over 9 foot wide. So, in other words, if the brides want to have pew arrangements and aisle arrangements, they can. So I'll mention, the flowers. We only have we don't have daily mass, so we don't use real flowers. So you're welcome to use the flowers that we have on the altar currently, or you can bring your own flowers. Plus, after the wedding, you can take your flowers to the reception if you like. Because, as I say, we don't have daily mass, so the flowers would just sit there and die. After many of the weddings, and like I say, my wife, Marianne, tried her best to do everything that the bride or the bride's mother wanted within reason to make it a perfect day. And the bride and the bride's mother realized that, and after many weddings, my wife received complimentary emails, complimentary cards, letters, thanking her for making their daughter's day the perfect day. That's what Marianne strived for at every wedding. My wife went to St. John the Baptist grade school. I went to Sacred Heart on Canal Street grade school and then finished up there high school. My wife finished up high school at Dominican. We met like most young people met back then at school dances. We were married in the mid-60s, immediately moved to the West Bank, and raised a family. In about 1998-99, we came back to St. John, and we have been here at St. John ever since. And after Katrina, we started volunteering, especially with the weddings, and took care of nearly 100 weddings up to that time. This is my wife, Marianne, and it's a picture of her receiving the St. Louis medallion from Archbishop Hughes. We have been volunteering at St. John ever since Katrina. At the time, the Vincentians were running St. John the Baptist. Our old Irish priest, Father Moore, had been forced to retire. He left, went back to Ireland. There were no other priests in the Holy Ghost order to take his place. So luckily, the Vincentians stepped in and ran St. John for 3 years. And at that time, we helped sell raffle tickets for the St. John the Baptist Repair and Restoration Fund. My wife and I moved to the West Bank in the mid-60s, and we raised our children there. And at the time, we were going to churches all over the West Bank and New Orleans. And in about 1998-99, we came back to St. John the Baptist and have been here ever since. After Katrina, we all divided, the family, we became wedding coordinators. Although we weren't trained, my wife took to it like a fish takes to water, and we participated in almost 100 or more weddings, and enjoyed every one of them, although they all were adventures. Here at St. John, all the brides had a beautiful wedding, and it still is a beautiful church to have a wedding.